you. Then I see you coming close to me down 16th Street, and your smile changes everything. I just wanna love you, love you. I just wanna be your everything. I just wanna love you, love you. And I'll be there endlessly. I can't explain, but something's happening. Now is it really? Your open mind and heart grabs me so quickly, holding back, but it's a possibility. What if it's nothing? A smile so real it comes to me. I just wanna love you, love you. I just wanna be your everything. I just wanna love you, love you. And I'll be there endlessly. I just wanna love you, love you. I just wanna be your everything. I just wanna love you, love you. And I'll be there endlessly. Months go by and days are better every time, going down this endless slide. Butterflies are flying deep down inside. Just want you by my side. I'm just gonna love you, love you. I'm just gonna be your everything. I'm just gonna love you, love you. And I'll be there endlessly. I'm just gonna love you, love you. I'm just gonna be your everything. I'm just gonna love you, love you. And I'll be there endlessly. 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 Endlessly.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. My name is Ian Lindsay, and we are so excited to have you here for this magical evening with Wise. Hi, Jerry. Nice to see you as well. And I have to say, Jerry, that's my father's name. So being greeted by you right at that moment, I'm so appreciative of it. And welcome to all of you tonight. We are so thrilled to have people from all over the country and the world. I know that Sanda is up late in Croatia with us, and we're so appreciative of having you here. And hello, Phyllis, and Paige and Carla. So many positive things happening in the chat. I'm sure you can all see. This has been quite an incredibly challenging year, and to be totally frank, for everyone in our country and the world. But tonight, as we gather for Wise, and there are 140 of us approximately, all gathered together in this new and interesting way, it's moments like this when we use our creativity to come together, and it's nothing short of magic. I'm going to say it. So I would love to know, if you don't mind sharing, where are you tuning in from this evening? Where are you coming? Sanda, I know you're coming from Croatia. Cynthia's in New York. Okay, New York. Jane and David's in Redding, Connecticut. Okay, NYC. We've got New Jersey. We've got Brooklyn, California. Welcome. We've got, Paul, you're in Washington State. Wonderful. Potomac. Okay. Westchester. Wow, we really are representing Toronto, Allentown, from Wyoming, Mexico. Carla, bienvenidos, gracias, thank you. Texas, Los Angeles. We are representing the entire country. This is incredible. New York, the Big Apple. Okay, South Carolina. Patty, welcome. Montreal, Long Island. You are all doing this extremely well. You are telling us all the right things, and we're so grateful for you joining us right here in the chat. From Cheyenne. Okay, New Jersey. Okay, thank you. Okay, now here's my next question. Oh, Balto, Maryland. Okay, Stephanie, welcome. We're so glad to have you. So thank you all. Here's my next question. Would you tell us if you have ever been to a Wise event in the past? If you have been to a Wise event in the past, say yes, or use one of the emojis to indicate your extreme level of excitement. And if you've never been to a Wise event, tell us you're a first timer, because we want to welcome you. Okay, yes, Liam, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Thanks for coming for the first time. And Daryl, first Tim, welcome. Thank you for coming. Okay, Vin, wow, you guys are so fast I can barely read the chat, which is perfect. That's what we want to have happen. Keep telling us. Danielle, welcome. We're so excited to have you. Paul, welcome. Mark, welcome. We're so excited. All of these people, second time. Okay, George, that's great. That means it was really fun the last time, so you decided to come back this time, which I can tell you that this evening we have so many exciting things to share with all of you. Carla, welcome. We're so glad. And Susan, oh, see, now there's the sentiment. First time, but she already knows she's in with Wise forever, which I will tell you, Susan, talking to other people, once people get connected to Wise, I mean, that's it. You're part of this group, whether you want out or not, but you won't. So thank you all for being here. And being, first timers and long timers. We are so, so excited to embark on this virtual magic carpet ride together, because it is a night of magic. Exactly. That's right. Christy's got it. You're in. I do have a couple of favors that I would love to ask. And the great thing is you are all already doing the first favor, which is that throughout this evening's program, I want to encourage you to keep talking. Keep talking the whole time, just in the way that you are right now. All this chatting, the only thing that would be, I won't even say rude, but, just slightly, that would give us pause, is if you stop talking during the event. So just keep chatting with each other right through people's presentations. Tell us that you're loving what people are saying, or, you can direct the MC to be less wordy and get on with it, or whatever. So thank you, Phyllis. Of course, Phyllis, we know, is our fearless leader, and it's nice to see you, Phyllis. And this leads me to my second favor, which is tonight we are here to celebrate and have fun and do some really incredible magic. But also, we are here to raise important funds to continue the work of Wise. And so we want to encourage and ask all of you to participate in our Text to Pledge segment that is coming up a little bit later. And in order to do that, you just need to make sure that your mobile number is connected into the event. So if right now you could create a text message. So you're going to like pick up your phone, whichever phone, and do what Gabe is asking you to do right there in the chat. Text WISE, and it's not with our signature exclamation point, just with WISE. Text WISE to 76278. Hey, Gary. And you're going to get an immediate response back and asking for a little bit of information, your name and email. That's so that we can send you a link that will be helpful to you in making contributions. And I just want to say some people have already been so generous, like Graham. Graham, thank you so much. If you're watching, I can see that you have already donated, and we're so grateful, and many other people as well. So if you could do that right now and then fill out, when you get the text back, it's going to say, hey, can you have your email and name? Then we're going to send you a link. It's all very straightforward and user-friendly. And thank you, Kathleen. So people who have already donated, and we're so grateful. Once you do all of that, then we would just encourage you to continue to chat with us. Make sure you have delicious things to eat or drink near at hand, because we do have a very, very fun show. And, please be comfortable and well-fed as we do it. And then one final just helpful piece of information. If at any point during our time together you have questions or you need assistance, please jump into the chat and ask for help, because we have people ready to help you. Like I think Gabe is going to help, and others are going to help. We can answer questions. If you have any issues, sending us a really big gift, we can help you with that, I promise. Or if you have issues with this platform, we can help you with that too. So please reach out. Okay, now that everybody, I think, has all the important information, Gabe is telling you, yes, you can text, remember, WISE to 76278. We would really, oh, wow. And we even, that's great. Okay, so we're so excited. Yes, thank you everyone for coming this evening. So now I think I've done all the important things. Without further ado, would you please find the little smiley face down at the bottom where the emojis are, and use the virtual applause emojis as we begin this incredible magical evening with WISE. That's it. You're doing it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on to your carpet. Let's start this show.
Welcome to a magical evening with WISE. The year 1998. The Hale-Bopp comet has stargazers around the world looking up at the night sky.
We're flying.
Titanic wins the Academy Award for Best Picture. And in New York City, something wonderful is happening in the world of education.
WISE started with educational programs.
Together, two long-running programs, the WISE Institute and the Quality of Life Innovations, combine to become the seeds of working in support of education.
For all of us at WISE, it's about empowerment. And that empowerment can be young adults. It could be returning veterans or the survivors of domestic violence. Taking in foundational skills that will serve an individual throughout the course of their life.
From its roots in New York City, WISE has grown its programs into becoming a pioneer in reaching both inner city and rural Americans.
The school system doesn't provide the tools for students to become financially literate, and that's where WISE comes in.
The cost of college tuition has increased by 1,375% since 1978.
Growing up, your parents can't just pay for everything. When you get to college, being able to manage money and be able to set up a budget is very crucial.
51% of all college students drop out due to finances.
We are trying to tackle bringing financial education to all segments of the population so that hopefully they can lead a life of financial well-being.
For over 20 years, WISE has been introducing original programs that provide students with a unique learning experience.
We've been working with WISE for over a decade now, and financial literacy is probably one of the most important things that I teach my students.
The WISE Institute prepare young people for a better future because students are exposed to options that they would never have dreamed about.
Moody's has always had a significant focus on education, which is squarely within WISE's wheelhouse. So they've been a treasured partner for over 14 years.
We love you.
What WISE is doing with the quality of life innovation is not just getting students to become social entrepreneurs, but also become civically engaged.
Each year, 1.3 million women are victims of assault by an intimate partner.
Knowledge about money is power.
A lack of financial independence is the second leading reason women stay in abusive relationships.
Our MoneyWise program, it helps survivors of domestic violence get on a path to financial independence.
They themselves say, this changes my life. That is rewarding for me.
Many WISE programs are scalable, customizable, and can be tailored to your individual needs.
The staff at WISE are quick to give us extra material or resources if we request it.
There's a lot of flexibility that every time I teach it, I mix it up depending on who's in front of me.
It's this flexibility that enabled WISE to keep their programs running, even during these difficult times.
The most important thing is the drive and commitment and vision of its founder, Phyllis, who is relentless in pursuing the mission for the WISE organization.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the founder, president, and CEO of WISE, Phyllis Perillo.
Good evening. Our last gala was at the New York Stock Exchange, where we clustered together to ring the closing bell, mingled on the trading floor for cocktails, followed by dinner in a spectacular dining room. How the pandemic has changed our world, and it's triggered such emotion. On one hand, our hearts bleed for the loss of life and for people whose livelihoods are gone. At the same time, we're celebrating unbelievable dedication and resilience of healthcare workers, teachers, and others. I will never forget the daily 7 p.m. roll call of pots and pans throughout New York City, the outpouring of pure gratitude. Now, we're beginning to see a glimmer of light. I worry, however, about the scars the pandemic will leave on our young people and vulnerable adults. Financial and workplace challenges are in the forefront. That's where WISE comes in, with an eye on diversity, inclusiveness, and equity. Our programs address these challenges. Our financial literacy initiatives develop the knowledge, skills, and behaviors for a life of financial well-being. And our college and career readiness programs increase knowledge, open doors, and also prepare young people for economic advancement. So we pivoted and offered our programs and events virtually this past year. Now, we are looking forward with excitement as we make a strategic shift to more digital programming, services, tools, content, and partnerships. In the next hour, you will hear from our students, teachers, alumni, volunteers on the impact of our programs. You will meet two cherished partners, Deutsche Bank and Microsoft, learning about their contributions to our work and to education. We are offering entertainment and, also important, an opportunity for you to make a donation so that we help change lives. Vernon Jordan, a civil rights attorney and one of my former board members, would say, we live temporarily through what we take, and we live forever through what we give. Relax and enjoy this evening. Much appreciation to our gala sponsors, donors, funders, volunteers, WISE Board, and Junior Board. And thank you all for being part of this magical evening and the WISE family.
Hi, everybody. I am Christiana Soldier, and I am the Senior Program Manager for Quality of Life Innovations. And I have the extreme honor to welcome back some alumni, some students, and some teachers for a panel about quality of life innovation. So today we have Swarnoff S. Pujabi. Our educator is Jody Cavalier. Our current student is Gary Stamen, and our other alum is Samantha Saint-Jour. For QLI, what is the first thing that comes to mind when you think about this program?
I think the first thing that comes to mind is definitely community. The reason I say community is because it really drives home in all the students that participate, especially in me while going through the program back in 2014, is the fact that we're looking at community problems that we see people have, be it at a small scale or even at a large scale, which may impact, nations or our entire globe. QLI really helps drive in that focus in young students, and that's why I say community is probably the biggest thing that QLI really emphasized for me.
Gary, can you tell us about your QLI project?
My quality of life project was the effects of cybersecurity education on how students use the internet. We were raised with the internet, and yet a lot of us don't know the most effective ways to utilize it and what to be afraid of. So this is why we decided to start this awareness and see what types of education would be most effective in making the internet a safer place.
Absolutely. So Ms. Cavalier, can you talk to us a bit about what made you decide to bring QLI to your school, since it's been there for so many years and had so much success?
The program has been in the school for a very long time, and it so happens that no one who originated the program is actually still working in the school. So that is just such a testament to this program and the impact that it has on the school, because we have been working with you all for such a long time.
And for you, Samantha, your project is one of the most memorable, I think, in QLI history, especially for its impact on the community. So can you explain how your particular project helped the community and a bit about why you chose that project?
After personally knowing someone who aged out the foster care system and suffered because of their lack of access to resources like housing, job opportunities, and education, I worked to come up with a way to provide easily accessible information and adult mentors to New York City foster youth. The problem wasn't that the information did not exist or wasn't there. People literally just did not know, and the effect of people did not know, of not knowing, was horrendous. So I created Virtual Care Package, which is an app and a website exclusively for foster care youth that ensure that they have a safety net and a support system like I and many of the QLI students have. They deserve the same exact support we got, and I just wanted to provide it to them.
For you, Swarnoff, personally, how did you benefit from QLI? I know QLI was sort of a launching pad for you.
My journey with QLI into what I do today, I think I really drive it back down to how Phyllis really drove us to really focus on research and communication. Those two key skills that were developed through the QLI process is really what helped me at least have the courage to even go down the route of seeing if there were opportunities beyond just a small scale school level or community level project. But I think that QLI really prepared me specifically to be able to deal with the challenges that come throughout these journeys that we decide to set on.
Gary, is there anything that you want to add about how the program may have benefited you personally?
With help from Ms. Cavalier and Dr. Davis at my school, I learned a lot more about the scientific process, surveying people, getting to know prominent members in my community. And because of that, I've actually since then grown a much deeper appreciation for the sciences.
So Samantha, as you reflect on your experience in QLI, do you have a favorite memory or experience you'd like to share since you participated through DYCD?
An amazing experience that QLI provides is the final round, kind of when you go in front of those judges and you speak. And it's different because in that moment, you're no longer a student. You're an educator. You're a peer. You're telling them about what you know, what you study, what you research, and you feel like an expert in that area. And it makes you feel different. It's almost freeing in a way. And it makes you appreciate everything that QLI has done for you, because in that moment you're more confident and you feel brilliant, and it's something to truly be proud of. And I'll never forget that moment, like, ever.
This question is for Swarnoff. So I know you continued working on your QLI project beyond 2014. So can you tell us about where you are today and how QLI, the project then, affects where you are now?
Yeah, so a lot has changed since 2014, as you can imagine. But yes, I still do continue to work on what I was doing back when I was in QLI. At the time, I was conducting research and building a device to harvest energy from people walking. Obviously, through QLI, it's trying to find problems in society that you can end up solving. Since then, I've gone on to actually start a company, and it's called Touchlight if people want to look it up. But basically, we've gone as far as to install tiles in places like the Brooklyn Navy Yard, and even got contracts with the Atlanta airport. We've raised capital from a series of utilities and investors. It's been a very serendipitous journey that I can, again, I really believe success is a testament to the skill sets that you develop along the way. As Samantha also said, just standing up in front of the judge, I feel like that's your rite of passage. And the first time you truly experience what it's like to present a solution to a problem you want to help solve.
Absolutely. So Ms. Cavalier, we've worked together a lot during the pandemic, so it's caused a lot of challenges, especially for learning. So could you share a bit about how WISE supported you through a very interesting year?
There's so many families that are struggling now. There's, economic struggles that are going on due to the COVID epidemic, in addition to what might also, be happening well before that, but especially so now. So the scholarship money is such a significant benefit that WISE offers to improve quality of life for everyone who's part of their competition. So a big thanks there too. But hats off to the students. We're sitting here together, which just that in and of itself is an honor to be here with all of you guys. You all inspire me.
It's great to meet all you. Gary and Samantha, I want to hear about your guys' projects. You guys got me intrigued enough that I want an email. So Shauna, I'll reach out to you. I'd love to connect with them.
Absolutely. I can make that happen.
I appreciate it. Have a good one, everyone.
You too. Good to
Bye-bye.
see you.
See you as well.
See you guys.
Bye.
Wow. Thank you, Shauna, Swarnoff, Gary, Jody, and Samantha. Hats off to all of you and your incredible accomplishments, or maybe I should say bow ties off to all of you and your incredible accomplishments. The Quality of Life Innovations is truly an amazing program, and we thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us about it. I have to say, speaking of amazing, we have another group of young people who are going to inspire and sort of blow you away. I can assure you, you are very much going to enjoy this next piece because we have a world premiere WISE Ballet Dance. This is the first ever WISE Ballet Dance composed by Charles Chaitman and filmed by Emmy-nominated and Sundance Film-winning cinematographer Steven Sebring. Would you please put your virtual hands together for our young dancers, Audrey, Mei Ling, Shui Ling, and Catherine. Here they are.
I was very honored to do this for WISE. I love creating things and I love helping other people my age.
What inspired us, for the piece, was definitely the music. It was really joyous, and it reminded me of being with friends and very youthful.
This piece was really magical because it's so nice to choreograph with a group of people that you know very well.
We were all very excited to choreograph for WISE. Their program is all about youth education, college, and learning about financials, and all of these ideas are stuff that all of us are going to need in the future.
We wanted to help WISE because we believe that education is really important. This foundation, we think, is a very helpful one, and if we're dancing for a good cause, then that's why I wanted to help them.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. If that isn't magic, so beautiful. Thank you, dancers, for sharing that world premiere. Incredible. And let's put into the chat all of our applause. Please drop emojis telling those dancers how we feel about them. Dancers, incredible. Tonight is about WISE's commitment to financial literacy for young people and young adults. And one of the ways that we are leading in the country is through our financial education programs that develop financial literacy for young people and underserved adults. And we offer those programs in 49 states, almost the entire country. And so we now get to hear from one young person who has had a very big impact and who is making a big impact because of his participation in WISE. He recently sat down and had a conversation with our very own Director of Financial Literacy, Michael J. Castrilli.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Mike Castrilli, and I'm the Director of Financial Literacy at WISE. It's great to be here with all of you.
My name is Salvador Galvan, and I'm currently a freshman at the University of Michigan, but I also just graduated from the Bronx Center for Science and Mathematics.
What's the most important lesson you learned about personal finance from your class or from your personal finance education?
We have to make sure we're managing our money correctly and create a budget for ourselves, because if we're not living below our means, then we may definitely get overflooded with like bills and other things like that. It's so important to utilize money as a tool, because as long as our money is working for us, that'll make sure it's growing over time instead of depreciating, just sitting in the bank because of inflation.
Why are you so passionate about financial literacy?
I'm so passionate about it because growing up my entire life, like I really didn't have anyone to teach me this. I come from an underserved community in the Bronx. Financial literacy isn't taught in like most public schools. Just in general, like people in my community, they're not given the resources to learn about this. So it's like, it's important to me because I could become like a figure that could help change that. Financial literacy is a necessity, but they don't treat it like it is.
In the future or now, what do you plan to do as the ambassador?
Well, as an ambassador, I definitely just spread out information and open people's eyes to like what's really important. I always put an emphasis on, putting our money to work for us, investing, and creating assets and not liabilities. Because at the end of the day, if we just generate too much liabilities, we'll be in debt our whole lives. If we have just one source of income, if that gets cut off, then we're in big trouble. One source of income means you're literally one step away from poverty. So I just always put an emphasis and encourage other people, especially the people I'm close to, like, invest. Like, you don't have to do what I do. Like, you don't have to go out and buy stocks and other things. There's other things you can invest in. Like, there's other ways you can make your money work for you, but just find those ways. Financial literacy really changed my spending habits. Because like when you become financially literate, you stop thinking so much as a consumer. Like you start thinking more like an investor. It's like, I'm not going to lie. I used to spend a lot of money on sneakers, like basketball sneakers and all that. And I would just like every 2 months or so, I would just be buying sneakers. And then my mom would tell me like, again, don't you get tired of that? All that money is like down the drain because in a few years, these sneakers aren't going to mean anything to me. Like they're not going to be useful. They're not going to do anything. It's just dead weight. And I just wasted a couple of $1,000s on sneakers when that couple of $1,000s could have been worth even double in the future. Financial literacy just made me stop just mindlessly spending my money on things. Like it really made me aware of every single dollar that came out of my pocket.
Has anyone kind of got your advice and you said, look, this is, that's going to cost you more money in the long run. Or if you're looking to invest your money, don't put it in your desk drawer. You want to invest it. Any examples of that?
I've had a few people come to me and tell me like they slid up on my story or they texted me and they're like, I actually started investing because of you. I was like, that makes me feel happy. Like that actually kind of made me like my heart jump a little bit because I'm like, wow, I'm actually like impacting someone else's life. And if I was able to inspire other people to like start making financial moves to make their life better in the long run, that makes me happy.
I mean, you're changing lives. I mean, you're literally changing the future of their financial future by doing it.
Now more than ever is when a lot of people are starting to open their eyes in how important it is to be financially literate. And I'm not saying COVID-19 is a good thing, but I'm glad that it was able to bring awareness to this, because, you know, a lot of people would still be trying to live the same lifestyle. And let's say something like COVID-19 happened again and they lost their job. Then what? You have to rely on unemployment, government assistance, and it's just not easy.
Do you have anything else you want to say that I didn't ask you, or did I miss anything?
Honestly, I just wanted to say thank you. Like, thank you to you and the WISE program for being able to help others, help people like me that didn't have a background of financial literacy. I want to say thank you.
Salvador, thank you. All right?
Of course, no problem.
And let us know if we can be helpful to you in any way.
All right, no problem.
Take care. Bye-bye. See you.
We have a huge virtual round of applause for Salvador. Yes, Jacqueline and Mike and Gabe and Chrisimi and Frank. Salvador, thank you so much for being willing to share your story with us, and honestly for your inspiring words. I mean, I saw George called it out, but financial literacy is a necessity, and I think that those words are always true, and really maybe this year more true than ever, to when we think about all of the difficult financial realities that so many people have been put in this year by this terrible pandemic. And of course, the health difficulties are really true, but the financial difficulties are a part of that as well. And so we've come to this part of the evening that is kind of one of my favorites, because as Salvador just mentioned, this is where he's inspired others to invest. And I'm hoping that you are all feeling so inspired to invest right now in WISE, because this is the moment we're going to ask if you could text WISE to 76278 and to send in your financial support, because it is so important. And students and adults, as Phyllis was telling us, all across the country will benefit from the programs that WISE provides. So it's people like Peter and Eileen who are contributing, and Heidi, thank you, and Bridget, all of your support. And just to give you a sense of what your support can do specifically, if you could help us with $5,000, that would send 100 students through our financial literacy certification program, that program that we provide in 49 states across the country. If you could help us with $3,000, that would provide scholarships for a QLI student. And you heard some of those QLI students, they are solving tomorrow's problems as high school students and building businesses. I mean, a small investment of $3,000 can send a future, innovator off to college. I mean, what could be a better investment than that? At 2,500, and I know you can see these numbers, but 32 students could do our WISE Institute seminar. Thank you, Andrea. And Brian, thank you so much for your generosity. I see people are being generous as we go. If you could help us with $1,000, that would send 10 survivors of domestic violence through our MoneyWise virtual program. And what an incredibly important program to help people to take the next step forward in their life. And we're so grateful for Chrisimi, thank you so very, very much. It's happening so fast. George, thank you. At $500, you could help 10 teachers do our personal financial certification exam. That's how we know that teachers are ready to teach the FLC program. So we would be so grateful. And I do want to just say that incredibly beautiful ballet performance, that world premiere that we just saw. Anyone who is able to help us with $250 or more this evening, we are going to send you the world premiere poster from the ballet. We have an official poster, so that would be really, really, we would be so grateful. Aaron, thank you so much for your incredible generosity. So many people are sending in their generous. Moises, thank you for your generosity. But And while you're doing all of that, I actually have really incredible news. Doug, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Doug. Doug Wingo, you're so gracious. Here's the awesome news. We have an anonymous donor who is willing to match dollar for dollar every donation we receive this evening. Now, if you are a finance person, you know that these kinds of opportunities don't frequently present themselves. And if they present themselves in the financial world, take a hard look at that investment opportunity. There might be something shady. But right here, this is an incredible opportunity because this is 100% out of the generosity of our anonymous donor. So if someone, if you are able to help us with $100, that becomes $200. So Kathleen, that becomes $100. Thank you. And Edward, that becomes $1,000 because of our generous supporter who's anonymously matching every gift. Michael, thank you so much. That's a poster and $500 for Wise. We are so, so grateful. And if you want to be anonymous, we'll thank you anonymously. Thank you to that person. And Richard, thank you so much for your incredible generosity. To all of you that are sending in gifts right now, we could not do it without you. Liam, thank you, thank you. Every single contribution is so, so important. Hannah, thank you so much. And I happen to know that we have recent graduates of WISE programs who are here with us tonight, who are also contributing, which is, if there isn't a better testament to a program than to have young people giving back to the program that supported them, I don't know what is. So thank you to Kathleen. Again, thank you so much. We are so, so grateful. All of your amazing generosity. If you can, and if you need any assistance right now, if you're going, oh my gosh, I was really hoping to send $5,000 to WISE, but I'm having trouble doing it, just jump into the chat and we'll help you. Or any number that makes sense. Yes, exactly what Linda says. Thank you to everyone. To Catherine, thank you so much. To Joan, thank you so much. I can see people giving. To Tim, thank you. And these gifts are all doubled. And I will just say, we would really like to encourage that anonymous donor to have to give us a lot, because that's a really great thing to have to tell our donor, actually, you need to write us a really big check. And you can help that happen with your generosity right now. So thank you, Neil. We are so, so grateful for your generosity. Oh my gosh, Todd, thank you. We are so, so grateful. And to our anonymous donor, thank you. We're so, so grateful for all of your generosity. Yes, and if you've already contributed or you want to clap for people in the chat, that's fine. Liam, thank you. And An, thank you. And Christy and Brian, they're all chatting. Kareem, thank you so much for your generosity. Now, I know that there are some of you, yes, exactly, right, Ethan? Cece, thank you for your amazing generosity. That becomes $200. Michael, that becomes $500. As I've mentioned, every gift doubled because of the generous support of our anonymous donor. And thank you, Michelle. We're so, so grateful for all of your generosity. Okay, there are a few more things this evening, and I know some of you know that there's a magic show coming up. I'm going to thank you, Jeff. We are so grateful. Thank you. So I have to continue moving on with some things because I know Phyllis is also wondering, like, hey, Ian, you're supposed to introduce me. But it doesn't mean that you can't continue to send generosity towards WISE. These two things are not mutually exclusive. So please, thank you, Scott. We're so, so grateful. Thank you. You can continue to do that. I am going I'm going to now pass this up and bring and turn it back over to our incredible CEO, the one and only Phyllis Perillo. Phyllis, welcome back.
Thank you, Ian. It's truly a privilege to introduce Christiana Riley, CEO of Deutsche Bank Americas. Christiana grew up in Connecticut, and very early in her career, she was sent to Germany. She's an unusual leader who speaks 3 languages, French, Italian, and German. She spent 20 years in Europe, and as a result, can see Americans with European eyes and see Europeans with American eyes. She is the first female CEO of Deutsche Bank Americas, and she will tell you that companies need to fulfill their role in society. Deutsche Bank does that, and in fact is a trailblazer in helping people in their community. Our partnership with Deutsche Bank goes back to 1999, and over the years, Deutsche Bank has supported and provided volunteers for our WISE Institute program, our Quality of Life Innovations Research Competition, and the Financial Literacy Certification Program. Most recently, their volunteers spent untold hours in developing an educational product for WISE and the schools in our network. So please understand that I am truly proud to honor Deutsche Bank by presenting this beautiful award to Christiana Riley. It reads, "Working in Support of Education presents the WISE Imperial Award to Christiana Riley, CEO, Deutsche Bank Americas, for exceptional partnership, 22 years of changing lives through world-class volunteerism, innovation, collaboration, and leadership." Congratulations, Christiana.
Hi, everyone. I'm so honored to be able to accept this award on behalf of Deutsche Bank. WISE is one of Deutsche Bank's longest-standing philanthropic partners in the U.S. We've been working together for more than 20 years, shortly after WISE's inception, and at a time when Deutsche Bank was cementing its roots here in the U.S. market. It's a partnership that has strengthened and evolved over time and continues to be deeply rewarding for us as an organization and for all of our employees at an individual level. I'd like to thank Phyllis in particular for honoring us and for her tireless devotion to advancing financial literacy and college and career readiness, especially among underserved and vulnerable populations. Financial literacy changes lives, not just for WISE participants themselves, but for their children and for future generations. Over the years, employees at Deutsche Bank have worked with WISE participants as tutors, as teachers, as fundraisers, and advisors. But our most recent initiative to help develop an app for WISE is one that I'm personally very excited about, because it aligns very, very well to one of Deutsche Bank's core values around the need to continue to innovate. In June of 2019, Deutsche Bank hosted a hackathon where a group of employees, together with a WISE team, came up with an app to move financial literacy into the digital age. A total of 120 employees spent 3 days collaborating with WISE and with Microsoft to design and prototype the app. Since then, with some additional volunteer work, the app is now ready to be made available to WISE partner schools. I'm pleased to be able to introduce the app to you today with this short video.
WISE app allows you to take quizzes on financial literacy from your phone without the internet. To get started, download the WISE quiz app and log in by selecting your school, enter your username, password, and log in. You're presented with quizzes curated by WISE. Select the quizzes you'd like to take based on the number of questions or the difficulty level. You can also take a quiz focused on a particular topic, like money or insurance.
I think my favorite thing about the app was that it had the specific topics. If I was struggling specifically with credit card related questions, I could go in and take that test.
It gets them engaged. It's something that they can relate to, and it's current. It's not a piece of paper and a pencil and here's a quiz, let's take it. It can be done on their time.
I personally was testing the app that night. I had a dentist appointment. I was just sitting in the office going through the app, and that is something that I wouldn't have been able to do if it was only on the computer. It's not just practice and interacting with the information, it can also serve as a teacher, which I think is going to be incredibly useful.
I think the app is awesome. I really think that our students will utilize it more
than they would just going to a website, because they're used to using apps. They would prefer to use an app using their phone.
Well, I hope it's heavily used by all the students that are taking the WISE classes, and I hope it helps them to do better when they come to take their certification tests.
My hope is that this app will minimize or perhaps completely remove the possibility for someone to make a bad financial decision.
We plan to keep updating this application as we get more and more feedback, more quizzes, more content, more features.
I think the best way to look at what this app will do in the future and what the possibilities are is really just to take what WISE does to a larger audience. Everything built in the app is built to scale. That's why we did it that way. So the sky's the limit as far as how big this app could get.
And as the pandemic has shown us, moving to digital and virtual platforms is now more important than ever. So once again, on behalf of all of us at Deutsche Bank, I thank you sincerely for this recognition. We are very excited to continue our work with WISE.
Thank you, Christiana. And also gratitude to Alessandro Di Giusto. She is a CSR star who has keen insight and is truly engaged, a nonprofit's dream. Let me also give a shout out to Kresho Maruzik, a bank employee and a WISE board member of 6 years. No one can best his record of teaching a WISE Institute seminar to high school students for 22 consecutive years. In addition, he collaborated with employees to create seminars, Modern Finance and Careers in Technology. And Kresha spearheaded and organized the 3-day hackathon involving WISE, the bank's leadership team, and nearly 120 volunteers from 4 Deutsche Bank offices. Together, they developed the first set of prototypes for the app. And then he led a team of talented and passionate volunteers, Andrew Grant, Boris Nelkin, Malin Nimish, and Chris Murray, who built the commercial version of the app that was just launched. Kresha, we are so grateful for all that you do, your tireless efforts, your leadership, and I just want to say thank you, dear friend.
Hello again, everyone, and thank you so much to all of you for this incredibly magical evening. To Phyllis, thank you so much. Now, you may all be feeling like the magic in tonight is so strong. How could it get even any more magical? And I have very good news, because the magic quotient is about to go way up. Maybe the magic index. I mean, if you track that in the journal, it's like right there. I'm pretty sure it's the magic index. I get to introduce a person who has performed in 37 states, 11 countries, at the White House, for troops abroad. And since March of 2020, his index has gone way up because he has achieved the highest levels of professional acclaim by performing from his own basement. Would you please now put your virtual hands together for the one and only Ryan Oakes. Ryan, welcome.
Thank you, Ian. Hello, everybody. I am Ryan Oakes. It is an honor to be here with you all this evening. We're going to be doing some magic. It's a magical evening. Let's have some magic happen right now. Now, for those of you watching right now with us, we want you to know we also have with us here tonight some WISE students. We have a live studio audience, so let's go to them right now. Folks, everyone who's joined us, could you just give us a wave so we can see you out there? Give us a big wave. Awesome. Just like you all, they have no idea what's about to happen. They literally have no idea. They've been asked to come here. So let's just jump in and have some fun together. Now, if you're watching magic now for the first time virtually, you're thinking, okay, how is this going to work? Well, in a lot of ways it works better because you can really see what's happening. My sleeves are rolled. I'm going to try and keep it as honest as possible. I'm going to start off by showing you something and ask you to follow along. I'm going to show you some cards. And I want you to remember what you can see. There's not a lot here to remember, but there are some details, because then I'm going to ask you some questions about these cards. I'm going to ask you to remember the details that you've seen, all right? So all of you right now, take a look at the cards in my hand here. There they all are. I'm going to fan them out, remember what you can see, and then I'm going to ask you the question. So let's take a look. Oh, first of all, let's acknowledge that's actually a blank card. That's not just a glare from a light here in my studio. That is a blank card, but let's dig a little deeper, shall we? Here we go. Let's fan them out. Those are the faces of the cards. Okay, good. Here are the backs of those cards. Okay. Here are the faces again. And then here are the backs. So you've seen the fronts, you've seen the backs. Now here come the questions. Feel free to unmute and yell out the answer. First question, how many cards did you see in my hand? What did you think? 5. If you're thinking 5 right now, you nailed it. 5 cards is the answer. I'll even fan them again so you can see them. Those are 5 cards there. Next question, the card on the bottom that was facing you initially, what card was that? Did you say blank? Right, again, we know that in the beginning, that's a blank card. Next question, the last card in the fan, what card was that? Did you say king? Yes, exactly. That one was a king. I'm hoping you saw that one back there. Next question, a little bit trickier. All the cards were the same colors on the backs. Do you recall what color they were on the back?
Blue.
I'm hearing blue. Actually, the answer I was looking for there is red. That's a red card there. And not just this one, folks. Literally all 5 of them are red. Okay, all 5 of those are red. If you're surprised by that, you're gonna be even more surprised to see these cards right here are no longer blank. These cards, they're all face cards. That's right, all 5 of those are actual face cards. There they are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do we do in that little test there? All right, well, let's try this here. See, I'm gonna put my phone down because people sometimes they think in this virtual setting that must be camera tricks. It's a camera trick. There's something going on with this camera. It's a camera trick. I'm gonna show you something right now that's gonna really look like a camera trick. Now, I swear, everything this camera sees is truly what's happening right now, but I'm gonna try and show you something right now that's gonna literally feel like a camera trick. I'm gonna grab one of those cards from before, one single playing card, and I'm also then gonna grab this. It is a hole punch, and I'm going to punch not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 different holes in 4 corners of the card, just like this. Can you see that? 4 holes, just like that. 1 in each corner of the card. Now, I want you to see those are real holes. I just punched them in there. Those are real holes. They're not just like black stickers or something. Those are real holes. In fact, I've got this thing right here. I'll wave this behind it. This will help really. You can see that. If I wave that behind, you can really see those holes pop out. Okay, so watch those 4 holes. Now comes the crazy part. We're gonna take this first hole right here, and I'm literally going to pull it right off of the card. What? Right here, we take that hole. I then place it up here with that one in that corner, just like that. Yeah, I know, right? Kind of weird. There's 2 holes over in that corner. Let's do this again. I'm gonna take this hole. Doesn't have very far to go. We're just gonna kind of push it over. Watch this one right here. We're just gonna push it over and then just leave it right, yeah, there with that one right there. Now we have 3 holes in that one corner. Let's go all the way. Let's take that 4th one. You ready? This one right here. This is my favorite one because you can kind of pull this one right off the card and then toss it. Watch, you ready? 1, 2, bam, just like that, and it joins the other 3, leaving 4 holes in one corner. Now, at this point, you might be thinking one of 2 things. You're either saying, Ryan, that's a trick photography. That's a camera trick. There's no way that's going to happen. Or you're saying, truly, that is impossible. There's no way those 4 holes moved to that one corner. To which I would say you were correct. They didn't move. They are still right back where they started, right there in those 4 corners. All right. All right, folks, let's keep it moving. We're going to try something right now with one of you out there. I'm going to look around in our studio audience here, and I'm going to ask, does someone out there have a watch that we could use for this next effect? I'm going to ask someone out there to wave your hand if you have a watch that you can actually change the time. I'm not talking about an Apple Watch or a Fitbit, but a watch with got hands on it that moves. Is there someone out there who's got one? Henrietta? Yeah, there we go. She's raised her hand. Henrietta, how you doing? I'm going to bring you to the stage here. Hello there. Hi, Henrietta. Take yourself off mute.
Hello.
And where are you watching from right now, Henrietta?
My bedroom.
Your bed. Well, we're all home these days. No, but where in the world are you right now, Henrietta?
I'm in Brooklyn, New York.
You're in Brooklyn. I'm in Brooklyn too. Fantastic. So, Henrietta, here's what I'd like you to do. We're in the same time zone, okay? I'd like you to take off your watch, and I want you to show it to the camera so everyone can see both of our watches here. So right now, where we are, it's a little after 4:15, 4:20 maybe, all right? So we're in the same time zone. Henry, here's what I'd like you to do. I want you to take out the stem of your watch, and I want you to change the time on your watch. Now, you're going to change it to any time you want, but don't just change it a little tiny bit. I want you to make it very, very noticeable. All right. So go ahead right now, twist it around, twist it up as much as possible, forward, back, whatever you want, or you can even set it to a specific time, but make sure both of those hands do move around a fair amount. I'm going to do the same thing to mine here again, Rita. I'm going to change this, flip it around a whole lot, and done. I've locked it in. I'm going to hold the watch by the leather band here so I can't change it again. Rita, did I rush you? Are you done now?
I'm done.
You're done. Okay, fantastic. So tell us all, if you don't mind, what time did you change your watch to?
12:10.
12:10. If you don't mind, also show it to the camera so we can all see it there.
Right here. 12:10.
12:10. Fantastic. Now, Henrietta, here's the thing. You and I have never met before. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you had no idea today that we'd be doing this. And you're in Brooklyn. I'm in Brooklyn. Who knows how much distance is between us, but yet we were able to connect because, Henrietta, I also set my watch to precisely 12:10. Can you see that? There it is right there on my watch. Folks, give Henrietta a big round of applause. You did a phenomenal job, Henrietta. Thank you very much for your help. Everybody right now, thanks so much for watching. Good night.
Wow. Well, it's magic. Okay. That's incredible. You're amazing. And thank you so much. I know my mind is blown. Speaking of mind blowing, I just want to mention our next honoree because Microsoft has been a truly amazing partner of ours, providing more than 15 volunteers who have teamed up with WISE and Deutsche Bank for the Financial Literacy Hackathon. And they have been providing support in building the app. Phyllis, I know you have more to say about our incredible partnership and our partner, Microsoft. So let's send it back over to Phyllis to tell us about our next honoree.
I now have the distinct pleasure of honoring Microsoft and Bill Borden, who is Microsoft's thought leader and corporate vice president responsible for global financial services. Bill Borden gives his time and energy to the Executive Leadership Council for the development of global Black leaders. He also devotes time to improving DI and helping communities in which he lives and works. He is an advocate of financial literacy. Microsoft distinguishes itself as supporting cloud technology, advancing education, and improving the quality of life. It has an interest in skill and leadership development and economic opportunities, as well as technology enablement. And yes, Microsoft has been a steady partner, providing talented volunteers to work on developing the financial literacy app that Christiana Riley launched today. For all these reasons, I'm pleased to honor Microsoft with an award to Bill Borden that reads, Working in Support of Education presents the WISE Imperial Award to Bill Borden, CVP Worldwide Financial Services, Microsoft, for technology and education, dedicated to developing valuable and engaging tools for students to achieve their full potential in school and life. Congratulations, Bill.
Hello, everyone. I am thrilled to be with you on this magical evening. What a fantastic event, and I wish I could be with you in person to enjoy it. Finding meaningful ways of paying it forward, giving back to communities, and mentoring young people has been an important part of my time commitment decisions, and it's certainly a big part of Microsoft's purpose and culture. And so tonight, it is with sincere gratitude and pride that I accept this honor on behalf of Microsoft, and in particular, my colleagues from Microsoft's Women in Azure and Allies community, who came together to support the WISE and Deutsche Bank Hackathon for financial literacy and led our efforts in helping to develop this important new mobile application announced tonight. I also want to thank Phyllis Perillo, wow, what a force, and the entire WISE team for your passion and tireless energy continuing to advance WISE's mission to improve the lives of young people and at-risk adults by developing financial literacy and college readiness programs. I also want to thank WISE's board and its many supporters for the investment of time, money, and resources to enable WISE to continue its important work and amazing impact on so many individuals, family, and communities. It takes individuals with passion and energy to make the WISE purpose come to life. And I'd also like to thank Deutsche Bank for the opportunity to collaborate together to advance WISE's digital capabilities. Technology can certainly be an accelerator to achieving financial literacy in support of lifetime goals. Partnering with WISE to support this technology project was an exciting opportunity for our Microsoft development team to assist with learning initiatives to help individuals as we continue to strive every day to fulfill our mission at Microsoft, to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. I want to thank you again. I appreciate your time. Have a great rest of the program.
Can we give another huge congratulations to tonight's honorees? Honorees, thank you for all of your support of WISE. And I now get to bring up another member of the WISE team who is here with us this evening. He happens to be our Executive Vice President, David J. Anderson. It is a great privilege to welcome you. And can you believe those dancers and Ryan? I mean, isn't this all amazing?
Were they unbelievable? Ryan is fantastic, and those kids were just awesome.
David, I also heard that there was a little sort of magic serendipity with how you ended up working at WISE, that you actually began as a volunteer, but then obviously you became part of the team. And I wonder, would you mind telling us just briefly a little bit of that story?
I'd love to. It's a really exciting story about my career, my life, from Wall Street now to WISE. So I'm going to go back maybe 15 years. And I was, in fact, a volunteer for the WISE Institute, which is, just as context, it's an amazing program where we offer seminars to students at high schools throughout New York City during the school year. And these are 8-week-long seminars. They are on topics that range from finance, careers in finance, STEM education, arts, humanities, and so on. And in the fall and the spring, we offer these 8-week seminars to schools throughout the city. And what's really special about them is that, for the most part, Ian, they're volunteer-led. And so we get people from industry who come in, and they spend an hour every week working with students at these schools on a particular topic. And back then, I worked at Citibank, and Citibank, or Citigroup, was at the time the largest sponsor of the WISE Institute program in New York City. And in addition to funding, the bank was very interested in having executives from the organization volunteer their time in various initiatives around the city. And I got a call one day from the foundation head, and he said, you got to check out this WISE Institute. And so I called Phyllis Perillo, our CEO and president, and she persuaded me that it would be a fun thing to do, to work at the WISE Institute. And so I signed up to do it.
If anybody was, wanting this kind of life-changing experience, and they're watching and, they're thinking, well, wait a minute, like, how could I possibly do that? It doesn't actually require magic, right? For that person to get involved. It's actually fairly straightforward. Is that right?
Absolutely. We work with almost 1,000 volunteers, Ian, and volunteers come to us through our website. They come to us through word of mouth connections with other volunteers. Members of the team reach out frequently to volunteers. Most years we will have a recognition event where we bring together our volunteers and thank them for the amazing work that they do to help us. And so we're working hard all the time to recognize, thank, nurture, and grow our volunteer base. And they're always welcome. I mean, once we have a volunteer in our family, so to speak, we will never let them go.
David, being here tonight, I feel like one of the foundational aspects of WISE is that once you're in the orbit, you're kind of in forever. I mean, in a good way. It's like sort of like Hotel California, you know, you can check out, but you can never leave. And as you've shared, there are hundreds of highly skilled and devoted professionals who volunteer with WISE students annually. I mean, right here at high schools in New York City, students receive more than 16,000 hours of instruction delivered by our incredible volunteers who are helping to propel students towards college and career success. So we want to hear from a few of these passionate and dedicated individuals. Here they are.
When I was like 14 is when I was first introduced to like the WISE Institute, and I really felt like it was something really special because I was able to learn from such a young age things that I'm like referring back to in college. So I feel like I'm like a step ahead of people who I go to school with.
WISE gives a dose of exactly a reality check for what's needed, because I believe in order to be successful in college and for your career, you have to have a competitive edge. While being in these institutes, you've already been there, done that. You have a focus in mind of exactly how am I going to take this forward. I've taken classes. I know exactly, I could dwindle down exactly what I'm passionate about so I can make informed decisions. So I would say that just having that competitive edge separates everyone else.
It's the information that you get. It's the connection that you get with your volunteers, not having any fear of the world because you're prepared for it. And the WISE Institute, it incorporates all of that. It gives you the knowledge that you're going to need to succeed in life.
And WISE brings together different people from different backgrounds and different professions, different stages in life.
Throughout my time at High School of Economics and Finance, I probably saw like hundreds of volunteers coming into the building. And a lot of them were like women of color. So I was really like inspired by them because I was able to see myself in them. And so every time they would speak about finance or whatever their career was, I saw like the passion in their eyes. And so like I one day was like, when I grow up, like I want to have the same passion that I see in their eyes and mine, and be like an inspiration for like younger girls, and they can say, wow, that girl looks like me, she can do it. And so that's something that I think that really impacted my life from that perspective.
Emily, I think that it's great that you mentioned that there is really no shortcut to education, and I think it's the most important thing that we kind of have to preserve in our society. So I would say that volunteering for WISE Institute would be the best time spent.
I remember the first time I saw Ryan come back and he was a volunteer. I was blown away that so many of our kids are getting such a good education and that they're paying it forward by coming back.
Why not take all the knowledge and the success out of WISE? Because success doesn't know pandemics. Success doesn't know fear. It doesn't know an age, it doesn't know a year. So that separates us from everyone else who does not have the program.
The magic of WISE is being able to help students.
The magic of WISE is their dedication to the financial education in our youth.
WISE to me is all about investing in community.
It's changed my life 100%.
In the span of 6 months, I turned into a completely different student, person, and for me, a totally different woman.
WISE is magical because it turns career fantasies into eventually career realities.
Thank you, oh my goodness, to our incredible, all of you for being here. We are so grateful. And to all of these incredible alumni and sponsors and supporters, we are so grateful. I do have to say that while we were watching Ryan's amazing magic, I mean, so much magic has been happening. We have raised almost $47,000. And we want to say, Bill, thank you so much for your incredible generosity. Sam, thank you for your incredible generosity. I do want to point out that if we could raise $3,000 more right now, that would take us to $50,000. With our anonymous donor, that would take us to 100,000. Whoa, and we're so close. Thank you to LF. Thank you to Carla. We're at 49,000 plus. We are within just like a few $100s of $50,000. Thank you for your incredible generosity. We are $182 away. If anybody wants to donate $182, that will put us at $50,000. To our anonymous donor at $10,000, thank you, but that hadn't already happened. I just want to say we're still, if we could just get those last few dollars, we would be at $50,000, which would just be amazing. Thank you all so much for coming to support WISE and for being so inspirational to us. Thank you, Maddie, for you're so generous. She's trying to help us get right to nail that number. We're so close. If anybody wants to put in like 100 and there it is, that's $50,000. Oh my gosh. Thank you. With our anonymous donor, that takes us to $100,000. Danielle, thank you to all of you. Thank you for your amazing support of WISE, for being here on this incredible, generous, amazing, magical ride. Please continue to spread the word about WISE. I know, right? Incredible. The silent auction is still open. So please check out our silent auction because there are some really, really great things in the silent auction. I mean, it's wonderful that you're donating out of the generosity of your heart, but we would also love it if you wanted to purchase something really great in our silent auction. So please do that. And the information to do that is right in the chat. Just click on Gabe's link, wise.givesmart.com, and you'll be able to go do that. Thank you so much for coming this evening. Don't be shy about sharing that people can still donate to WISE. You can share all the information about tonight and people can still make a contribution to our amazing friends, Jennifer Nickerson at Citibank. We are at over 50,000 now. You're still giving. We're a few $100s over. So thank you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you so much and good night.
Thank you for joining us this evening. For more information about WISE, please visit our website at wise-ny.org. We hope to see you in person next year. Until then, be safe.
just wanna love you, love you. I I just wanna be your everything. I just wanna love you, and I'll be there endlessly. I'm thinking that I'm losing hope of finding you, my one and only. Walking down this broken road without you, then I see you coming close to me down 16th Street, and your smile changes everything. I just wanna love you, I just wanna be your everything. I just wanna love you, and I'll be there endlessly. I can't explain, but something's happening. Now is it really? Your open mind and heart grabs me so quickly, holding back, but it's a possibility. What if it's nothing? A smile so real it comes to me. I just wanna love you, I just wanna be your everything. I just wanna love you, and I'll be there endlessly. I just wanna love you, I just wanna be your everything. I just wanna love you, and I'll be there endlessly. Months go by and days are better every time, going down this endless slide. Butterflies are flying deep down inside. Just want you by my side. I'm just gonna love you, I'm just gonna be your everything. I'm just gonna love you, and I'll be there endlessly. I'm just gonna love you, I'm just gonna be your everything. I'm just gonna love you, and I'll be there endlessly, 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 endlessly.